to this podcast. My name is Adewale Boke. This is my boy Kimba, aka the
Peace.
Colonel. Yes, it's a Saturday. We are talking about important stuff on a Saturday morning. It's probably good for your mind. Today we're going to focus on something called self-value, and I think that's something that touches all things that you do, because we last time we were chopping it up and we eventually found our way to self-value. And it's funny that we talk about self-value because I was listening to I think Miguel, he's a singer, songwriter. He was on Club Shay Shay and he was talking about how musicians aren't getting the money they used to get, man. It's a joke. So, but that value thing also, what a lot of people don't understand, is also affects artists as well. Visual artists, movie direct, and all such things like that. So today we're gonna focus on value, man. So King Kipper, man, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm awesome. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here, man. I'm thankful, man. There's a few things going on, man. Like myself personally, and then there's things that I'm interested in that are happening as well. So personally, I'm finishing up, nearly finished with my second book, bro.
Yeah.
So
Congrats.
thank you,
That's
man.
big.
Really, yeah, really happy about that. And then also, let me see. I'm just don't spoil it for me either.
Yeah.
I'm just about to watch. I started watching Ohio State, Michigan. So I'm gonna finish watching that game on
You talking about
YouTube.
the American football?
Yeah, Ohio
Yeah, I
State, Michigan.
haven't watched, man.
You ain't watch it?
I haven't watched football consistently maybe since 2016, and it's only coincidence because that's the same time when Colin Kaepernick was protesting.
Yeah.
But I just
Yeah.
lost my interest in watching something that I don't think sees you as a human being. It just sees you as a valued project, a valued
Yeah.
object on the field.
Yeah.
And so when that started happening, I said, I'm good. I root for sports. I root for players because I know
Yeah.
these players use these opportunities to eat.
Yeah.
And I get tired of people talking about players like they're just idiots. No, they're not idiots.
Yeah.
These guys are feeding their families. It's an occupation. It's a hazardous occupation, but it's an occupation nonetheless. And I get tired of people wanting to force all their agendas on the players. No,
Yeah.
do your own agenda. Stop trying to
Yeah.
get the NFL players, the NBA players to do protests and yada, 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 yada. They got things to lose too. So, I'm not with this. Oh, yeah, they need to use their platforms. Like, screw you. Who are you? What platform do you use? Your platform. Stop counting somebody else's pockets. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's where that's at, man. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, I mean, for me, so for being here, man, it's one of the ways I can reconnect to my American heritage.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I'm
former
surprised y'all
athletes
can get it
anyway.
over there, though. So what
Well, no,
channel y'all
I
watching on?
always
Sky
watch it
One or
on
what?
always watch it on YouTube. I watch the games
Oh,
on
that's
YouTube.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube is the future of television. I don't know if you just heard, but Netflix just bought Warner Brothers for $72 billion.
Netflix bought Warner Brothers?
Yeah, but see, Warner Brothers been horse doo-doo for a minute, though, so I'm glad somebody bought them. So
Wait a minute. Netflix bought one, but listen though, bro.
yeah,
Listen, that's mad. Hey, I gotta do some research. Listen, this
they bought them. I
digital
saw it the
world.
other day. I said, what the? But that changes the way the structure of Hollywood now.
But
that's
also
heavyweight.
as well, though, absolutely. But the thing is this: so which division of Warner did they buy, though? Because Warner is in music too. They're not
I
just
think
films.
I don't know. It seems like it's the movie part. They need to get clarity on that. But I just saw a headline and I said, oh boy, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So
that's bananas, dude.
Yeah,
that's bananas. And a couple of years ago, I remember somebody saying that they felt like Netflix would possibly tank because they had some issues with their subscription service. But that's one of the fastest growing businesses in the last 10 years, man.
It's going to be hard for them to tank because what they're doing is they're creating content. So when you have content always, they do in-house production.
Exactly. They're doing it in-house and they outsourcing and paying people to use them as their platform as well.
Exactly. So cats like myself and yourself, I can put Cardiac Assassin on there if I want to. You can put whatever projects you got on there, and it's an intermediate marriage. It's not like I have to go to your office and come beg you for stuff. One thing about these companies, whether it's Hulu, Disney Plus, or whatever, they always need content. You have to give people a reason to come to your platform. So if you're doing that, then you're making something of a thing. So yeah, man, y'all, bro. It's funny. All this we're talking about reversed to one word: value. So we were talking about it last time. Value, man.
Yeah.
What for you is important about value? Because I think value is a different word nowadays And I think there's a misunderstanding of what value is. Everybody's kind of like not seeing what they should be seeing with the word. So what do you think? While I make up this question of the day in the chat, so you can have our show our viewers give us an answer.
Yeah, so for me, value is worth. Like, what value is purpose, right? Value is purpose. I don't find purpose in being a celebrity, right? So I'm not concerned if a million people know my name for just for the sake of knowing my name. Now, if what I represent, the truths that I represent, the hope that I strive to reflect into society, if people know me for that, then that's value in that. But value for me is about purpose, and I think each individual has purpose. And if you live in life on purpose, then you should have value. And your purpose is not to be famous or to try and perpetuate any of these kind of stereotypes that people place value in. It's just not, at the end of the day, it doesn't work, man. Like, purpose, like, what is your passion, right? What feeds you? What would you like to achieve by tomorrow that would stand as a legacy for somebody that comes after you? For me, that's purpose, and that's value.
Yeah, to me, that's a great point, brother. I think value, and thank you for everybody joining us today early this morning. I see we had a bunch of people, almost 21 people in the chat at one point. But hey,
Shouts
while
out.
you're here, don't just stop here to stop here. Stop here and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and be sure to throw a positive comment in there. You can keep your negativity to yourself. Thank you very much. But to me, value is what, and it's funny that we get to this point. What's happening to music today is what I predicted like almost 15 years ago. And my mother couldn't understand. Remember, I used to talk about this all the time. Remember, I used to say this all the time, when we first met. And I said, bro, this music industry, they screwing artists over and they doing something they shouldn't be doing. And I'm over here, like, I've always seen it. And that's my intuition, my instinct. Yeah. So why I never pursued a record deal, I can honestly proudly say I'm proud I didn't ever pursue a record deal.
Yeah.
that ain't nothing to be proud of anymore. As Steve Styles
Isn't
said.
that something? That's so interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Your independence is your record deal. What you need a record deal for? You got YouTube, you got TikTok, you got the camera, you got the iPhone, you got the Samsung Galaxy, you got the Google Pixel, you got the editing programs. What you need them for? Make them come to you. And then when they get to you, you either got up 2 fingers or you tell them, hey, give me what I want or keep it moving. I don't need you. And so it's like, hey, there's no more forced marriages. There's no more, I can make you famous. There's no more, oh, we can put you on the Grammys. I don't care about no Grammy. I don't care about winning an Oscar. I don't care about none of that. Don't none of that move me. You know what I'm saying? I'm more about my purpose. My purpose is my dream. My purpose is this. Cardiac Assassins and the whole universe is built on. Your purpose is everything you're doing within the structure of Raw Fabric, your music. And I do music and all that stuff, but when I say Cardiac Assassins, that encompasses everything that I'm doing because everything feeds off of it, comes off of it. So people don't understand. I think value, man, there's this thing that I hate that people do. When you have a talent, automatically go find somewhere to get a job. Why should I go find somewhere to get a job? That makes no sense. Why don't I just start a business? All these companies that you're talking about all started where we're started. So stop giving, when you do that, what you're doing is you're giving them a pipeline of talent. Take away the pipeline of talent.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It may sound, I don't know, I don't want to call it revolutionary, but it needs to be it's just common sense. And also, too, where does your dignity and your pride within yourself say, hey, you know what? I really don't need these dudes. Why not just use it myself? You know what I'm saying? I've had opportunities. There was a company named Activision. They make Call of Duty, the game. They had wanted to hire me, but I'm very good at reading contracts. And I read the contract, and I sent it to my uncle who's a lawyer. I said, Uncle, just verify over this to make sure I'm not being paranoid. He said, yeah, Junior, you're not signing this. They're after these guys right here.
Okay.
Yeah, my uncle's like, we're not signing that. My uncle said, what you're going to do is you're going to write an addendum. You're going to send it to them. They either sign it or they can go kick rocks. You don't need it because the $300,000 they want to pay me a year isn't worth the billions and millions they're going to steal from me from allocating my characters. My uncle just said, simple thing. You're going to sign a contract that says what my nephew's already created, you can't have it. How you doing, Justin L. Murphy? Thank you. Welcome to the chat, man. It's the early morning, but we in here, man, getting this thing in. But value, man. It's not that I haven't seen opportunities. It's just that I've been smart enough to not sign them, to know what my value is. It's like a job, right? You go in there for an interview. They tell you how much they want to pay you. Whatever you do, you go high, and then you meet them in the middle. Don't go low and then meet them in the middle. That don't make no sense. There's no value in that pocket. And I'm not talking about money. Just understanding that we live in a world where you have to understand. Okay, for example, if you're a married person, right, like yourself, you got a wife, you got kids, and you got yourself. So you got to feed yourself, you got to feed your wife, and you got to feed your. I need the name of that jacket. Look at that, fam. It's Carja for Assassins. It's my brand, Asho. You can visit my website, soundvision.com, man. Actually, I'm gonna do this right quick while we're on here. Let me pop in the link for the website. I'm also gonna put Kimba's website so y'all can go visit my boy stuff too, man. You see, Kimba is all about independence. That's why I wear my gear all the time.
Yeah, you feel me? Talk that talk.
I don't need to wear Nike. I don't need to wear none of that. No, I just need to wear me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then type in rawfabric.com. There we go. So right there, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go visit those. Do I need to put, if I put rawfabric.com right there, let me see. What's that thing?
You good, bro. You good.
Yeah. Send them. I don't know if I need to put the www. whatever like that. But you know, it's that to me is value because there's many stages of value. It's just like in this thing that I found online, and y'all gonna laugh when I see this. There's a question I'm reading right now. It says, what are the other words for value? Things like rate, appreciate, access, evaluate, esteem, treasure. I like that one word right there, esteem. Treasure, worth, price, significance, appraise. Nobody ever thinks about self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? There's hopefully when you're valuing yourself, you put self-esteem at the top or somewhere up in there. You know what I'm saying? So those are words like, what do you think, bro, when you hear a word like self-esteem? How does that attach itself to the word value that we're talking about today, self-value? How we're seeing that word.
I think self-esteem is confidence. Confidence in who you are. I think it's confidence, and it is also comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think that you could self-esteem. Sometimes people talk about self-esteem in light of how people act towards you and how you respond to them, but your self-esteem is really how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you, regardless if, what people have to say, because life is tough sometimes, and people can be ungracious, very, very ungracious and ungrateful. And so sometimes you can be the nicest person in the world and not necessarily receive that back. So you kind of have to be aware of the fact that, God loves you. And so you should love yourself and, and believe in what your visions are. So I think it's about self-confidence, and I think it's about being comfortable in your own skin and knowing that you're worth it.
I think self-esteem is the first thing that gets attacked when it comes to what I've noticed in American culture. When they wanna bring you in the fold, they gotta make you feel you're less than nothing first. Use certain words to counter, to dumb you down. I've seen this. They do this all the time in the music industry, in the movie industry. You see a woman come into the room. Okay, we think you're talented, but your nose is to the left, so maybe you want to get a little surgery. Or you're a guy. You got a lot of talent, man, but maybe we want to get some braces. Like me, I'm not getting no braces. For what? I have enough confidence in myself, and this happened at work again yesterday.
Yeah,
I have enough self-esteem and confidence. As I'm getting older, sometimes I try to figure out what it is that these women are seeing in me. It's confidence. Right. Like that brother has got something the rest of you losers don't have. And bro, I go to work with a jeans that looks like it's got stains all over it. I got the shoes that I've been wearing for 3 years because they're comfortable. I don't care. But they're like, yeah, that brother's got something going on. He's not talking. He's not loud. He's just silent, confident. He's just like, he's just that. You know what I'm saying? And when I say, and these women that are looking at me, they're not women from our community. We're talking about Hispanic women, Asian women. They're not, I see sisters too, but they're not. That's where self-esteem comes from. When you have that esteem, that confidence, man, there's a lot that can get done. You can get a lot done just by being yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't I mean, I think about people like, okay, some person is out there got no hands. What they supposed to do replace them hands? Some person's out there got no legs. What they supposed to replace their hands? Some person out there can't see. But yet you're talking about people's teeth. And that's something I've noticed about American culture. They're so weak. Americans have so little self-esteem that they have to go poke at people. Like they'll come. I remember I was reading one of your videos that you put up a video, one of your freestyle sessions, and some person wrote in there, man, bro, that stuff is weak, man. That's all he said.
Wow.
Really? Are you that
Wow.
pathetic? They can't justify what is weak. All they can say is that you have to understand people's weak. They're just weak in the mind, and so it makes them to, which leads to my next word, rate. Rate others in a different category, because rate is part of value. And I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about how you rate yourself. You know, whether you want a scale of 1 to 10, or whether you want to, whatever you want to do, but you must rate yourself in a way where people can't devalue you. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, rate is the understanding of what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
You bring this, I bring this. You may have all the money in the world, but I'm the talent who stirs the coffee. So
yeah.
intentionally keep you from having money. And who from having money? The same dudes who call themselves our ally. Most banks are owned by Jews. What is the issue that people are seeing now with Jews? They're seeing Israel for what it really is. Nobody's giving Israel a pass anymore. They're like, oh, hell no. No, you guys do a lot of effed up stuff around the world. No, we're done thinking that, they've hidden for the longest behind religion. We're the chosen people. You're not the chosen people, because Jesus don't look nothing like you. He looks like me and you. Everybody knows that. It's just the older generation wants to hide behind what they've been able to get away with. You have to understand rate. Rate is what they do when they sign you on a record deal. They give you this money. But people don't understand that word record deal means that money they gave you is not for you to go stunt. It's not for you to go buy your mom, buy whoever this and that, buy rims, put jewelry on your neck. No, that's your money to go finish the album. Yeah. Because that money, you owe it. And every day that you don't do something with that money, interest is compounded. So now you say, oh, yeah, I mean, bro, come on, go ahead. Let me let you guys. I'm gonna be here forever with this stuff, man.
Yeah, so rate, man, I think that's interesting. I think it's an interesting word, because I think what happens with that word is that based on people's opinion, value becomes subject to other people's opinion in comparison to something else when I think about the word rate. And it reminds me of something I heard a guy that is does a lot of stuff online. He's actually out there where you at. He's in California as well. As a guy called Curtis King. He's a producer / content creator now as well, but former music producer and rapper as well. So I heard him, I saw a post, he posted something one time, which I found very interesting and useful as well. And he said that, he asked a question, he said, what is your artist age? He says, because what often happens is that people will compare themselves to other people when they're not looking at how long they've been active as an artist. So you're looking at someone who's been active as an artist for 30 years, and I may have been active as an artist for 7 years, and I'm comparing myself to the success of the 30-year rapper to the 7-year, or not 7-year artist, 30-year artist versus my 7 years. He's like, you can't do that. Like you've got to base it on where you are and who you are and what level of time and commitment you've had to what you've done to where you're developed at now. And so I found that very useful, because I know it's so true. It's easy to look at what other people have done or are doing and say, well, I should have that, or I should have this. No, actually, you know what? I'm where I'm at because I'm developing at where I am. And I accept that and appreciate the journey. So, it's easy to stand next to people or listen to other people's opinions and say, oh, well, he's this, she's that, this, that, and the third. But, they don't know how long I've been at it. They don't know what I started with. I know what I started with. I know where I'm at. And I have to look at that and say, look, I'm in a good space.
Yeah. That's funny, because you said the word appreciate, which is going to be the next thing we're going to talk about. That rate, it's like they're trying to run at the same speed as somebody else. And I've come to realize there's this word I use. I always say stay in your time zone. It's something that I put on my vision board. What I mean by that is that your time zone, for example, maybe somebody's more successful in their 20s, but then they don't do jack squat in their 50s. Literally, they fade out of existence. Whereas somebody else gets it cracking at 42, 45, whatever age it might be. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you have to know your rate is your time zone.
Yeah.
Your speed.
Yeah.
What you're going at. I'm not trying to go at nobody else's speed. I don't care what what's the one thing I'm noticing more and more nowadays? A lot of individuals that we used to watch growing up as kids are now seeing greater success in their older ages. Like, for example, Jay-Z. In his 50s, probably in the last 10 years, he's actually assessed to that 10 billion, that 3 billion that he's worth now. Mostly probably achieved that in the last 10 years. Shannon Sharp, look at him. Stephen A. Smith. I'm trying to think. Method Man. I'm trying to think. But these cats, they greatest notoriety or goals they're doing is now in their late.
That's the
They're
point.
going into their 50s, mid 50s. So I've told somebody this before. Your prime is 40 to 60. If you're lucky, your prime will go all the way to 65, depending on how you take care of yourself. So use your 20s, your 30s to organize your ideas.
Position
and then
yourself.
Your 40s and your 50s on is where it's going to go down, because now those are the places where you've built equity. Stop letting society tell you where you need to be rich at 22. What the hell? 22, you barely know what the hell your name is. A bare understanding of who you are. You don't even know how to make a left. And I think we have this society where we like putting the weight of the world on the youth so that the older people can just sit on their backside, which is why we have a lot of problems in society, whether it's American society or I like to tailor this towards African society. Like, I get tired of a lot of older Africans talking about, well, you shouldn't be wealthy till you're older. That makes no damn sense to me. So because it's a mentality. They don't say, but it's a mentality that they have. They think that you should be 60, 50 and have money then, but then if you're 22 something, you shouldn't have no money. So you're okay with soccer players having money, but when it's somebody who's an artist, an engineer, somebody like that, no, they shouldn't have too much money. What? Who are you to rate me? You see what I'm saying? Which comes to the next phase of what we're talking about, because there's a bunch of words on this thing. I found this cool image online. Appreciate. What does that mean to you in the terms of the self-value world, the appreciating of self? How do you see that word?
Bro, so that means gratitude. Gratitude, knowing that what I have is worth something. You know, again, like that word rate with this comparison stuff. You know, appreciate means that I have a lot of gratitude. I'm thankful for what I am and who I am, the gifts and talents that I have. And also, as well, is that I celebrate that. And that's something I've been trying to do more personally, is like, because I've been creative for a long time, man. I started like really striving to be creative and share with people since like 2000. You know what I mean? That's like 25
20,
years.
25 years.
And so I've started to now look at my I actually have a catalog of music, like over 100 songs recorded, right? And so recently I've been just trying to go back and listen and just celebrate the achievement of creativity that's unique to me, that God has allowed me to do.
Yeah, but see, most people don't do that because you only want to celebrate it if 100 million people are listening to it. And we have a serious, I don't know, we have a serious problem. And that's something I had to break off from a while back. I've been broken off away from that for like, oh man, maybe 20 years. I just don't care I'm not letting industry decide I'm going to appreciate myself. Like, I'm not going to for example, when I dropped this comic book, and this is a prime example. When I was creating this comic book, everyone was like, yeah, man, when it comes out, man, I'm going to buy a copy. The minute I put it out and it wasn't $25, all of a sudden, all I hear is crickets. Now, those same people thought because they didn't buy it, I'm not going to sell it. They forgot they're talking to a hustler. So this is $200. This is $100. What makes you think I'm going to give away my comic book that took me 9 years to create for $25? You don't lost your mind. If I had no appreciation of myself, I'd have done that. But since I have appreciation of myself, I didn't do that. You see, you have to understand, let people know, with or without you, I'm going to my destination. It's already written in my journal that I write every single day. My dreams are my destination. You ain't stopping nothing. You know, I think for me, and I think about this all the time, There's a reason why we're given 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, 2 ears, particularly those things in that space. And that thought comes from me listening to Tupac one time explain when his mother was explaining to him why we have these certain attributes. How you use them is going to get you where you want to go. It's not saying that you shouldn't ally yourself with good people, but you don't have to ally yourself with bad people to where you're making unconscious decisions, where your decisions have consequences that are not very good for you. You have to understand when somebody's rushing, like for example, Activision, coming back to them again, they kept on texting me the whole day. So have you signed a contract yet? Have you signed a contract yet? I said no. You know what I'm saying? I said no. You have to understand the money they were going to pay me at that time was going to change my life.
Yeah.
But then it was also going to rip me off in the future too. So when you have people rushing you to want to take something, they're trying to steal from you. And you need to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful that I have the courage to do what I did. And I've done that many times. People are like, hey man, let me invest in your thing. Invest in what? The whole Cosmos Science universe? No, you can keep your money. I don't want you in my space. Because now you see me growing it. Now all of a sudden you want to invest in it. Like I don't consider these people that don't call me about my comic book, don't text me about it. They're not friends. Even I had this one guy I used to train like 5 years ago. He texted me, how you doing, man? You still living in Houston, Texas? I said, I'm somewhere. I didn't tell him where I was. I just told him I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well. Because I distanced myself from him because I've always seen him as an inconsistent human being. He's shown nothing but inconsistencies since the day I've known him. When I was training him, I was like, yeah. Always coming up with excuses. So when I dropped this comic book, I didn't tell him I had a comic book. A lot of people that I know, I didn't tell them. I haven't told them. I don't care if they buy. They're not relevant enough. Like I go to enough art shows. I promote enough of my book to where I made enough copies of this book that only a certain number of people are going to have it, and which is what I want because it's going to create value.
Yeah,
heavy value.
Yeah,
you know. Can you imagine this 10 years from now? Somebody like, yo, I bought one of those. Man, that thing's worth $10,000 now. Oh my God, I need to go ahead and keep that. You see what I'm saying? Now it becomes memorabilia. I'm not spending 9 years or something just so somebody can tell me how I'm going to appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate myself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I put on my vision board the date that I'm going to leave my job. Now I'm giving myself and I'm giving God job work to do. Because now God knows, okay, it's time to get this guy out of here. You see what I'm saying? There's appreciation, and it's appreciation because appreciation leads to my next word, access. And there's many ways to have access. So I'm gonna let you take this one right here in the lead. Access to me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Access. Well, I think access talks about liberty and freedom. That's what I think access is. Being able to acquire or being able to reach whatever it is that you feel that you're supposed to be reaching. Be able to be in the spaces in the rooms that you need to be in to fulfill vision and purpose. And so I think that's what access is. And I think ultimately access is vision. When it comes down to it, personally for me, I think because the only doors we really want open are the ones that are going where our purpose and vision is on the other side. That's really the only door you want open. All the other doors is good for them to be closed because they lead you back to the door that you should be at anyway.
Yeah. And also too, they lead you to a direction where you have no business being. Around
and it's a waste of time.
Are unscrupulous, have no honor. There's you know how like people say networking? I don't believe in that word anymore. I don't like that word because it means people are using you to get somewhere. And they only call you when they want something. Now, a bridge is a whole different factor. A bridge means, okay, for example, you got Sanusi Vision on this side, you got Rough Rabbit on this side. What does Rough Rabbit bring to this side so we can use over here and vice versa? It's just like in African countries, and it always comes back to Africa, which is something I think we do great on this podcast. African countries' problem is that they're not seeing themselves as one unit. It's always competition. Who's going to sign a nice deal with Russia or England? No. Stop thinking like that. And the problem is the mentality of these leaders. They want access to things that are inconsequential. Why do you want to join the UN? What has the UN ever done for Africa? Why do you want to have like this disease of we can't, and it's the older generation because they get on my nerves. I'm talking about all these cats that are all 60 plus. Their obsession with having white people in their life. No offense, Europeans. What have Europeans ever done for Africa? It's like that project I've been sending to people. It was called Awadoti, and what I did with that project was everybody that had something to do with the colonization and destruction of Africa, I created a attachment to them and put them within the context of the project. The project is actually going to be part of my school art show next semester. You know what I'm saying? And then the new one I've done. People don't understand access is not, you need to decide what kind of access you want. A lot of people want access to the famous people or the movers and shakers. What does that mean? You mean people destroying your life? Because that's what movers and shakers sounds to me like. Like you see all these individuals, like, look at I'm trying to think of an example. I think it might be Tyler Perry. Right now he's dealing with some nonsense about some guy saying he sexually assaulted him or yada, 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 whatever it might be. It's all kinds of mess, man. And not the questioning the guy's sexuality and all the other stuff. And people are saying, well, if he's this and that, if he's this, has he always been this? Dude, it's a mess, man. You have to be careful sometimes what access you want. Look at P. Diddy. He wanted access. Look at where he's at. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful what you're asking for. Because when you move within a space of toxicity, well, good luck you getting that access. Bro, I want nothing to do with that. Yeah. I'm at the point where I've decided, when I get as I'm getting where I'm going to intentionally distance myself from the industry. I'm not showing up at your parties. Yeah. I don't care about your little get-togethers, your 1 a.m. whatever nonsense y'all do. Nah, I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going home when I'm done what I got to do on stage, and that's it. Yeah. I'm not playing that game. You're not going to be a chicken head and showing up at my hotel door. No, I'm good on that. You can keep whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth my life. I'm just being honest. That's just being me. I don't want access for everything, man, because it's not worth my time. And you have to understand something. And this is a lot of women that you're gonna meet. They're not with you because they like you. They're with you because you're a transaction. Which is why a lot of these women out here they chase after married women, married men. They want somebody to take care of them. They're not thinking about because if you're a woman who's chasing a married man, I got news flash for your ass. The best you can do is third place. He's married. That's 1. He's got children. That's 2. He's not leaving his wife for you. So that's not happening. Yeah. I was watching something on Club Shay. This Dr. Cheyenne. She was explaining something about a lot of women that chase married men. And the reason why they always, in the end, they really look like they have no self-esteem. And they have no value. Which creates the access they want. So the access you want is to take something from another married woman, what she's worked for. You see it all the time. Like Angelina Jolie took Brad Pitt from Jennifer Aniston, but then she ended up losing him. They're not married anymore.
That was wild.
That was wild, bro. The whole time everybody was saying like, oh man, Angelina Jolie, she's so much prettier than Jennifer Aniston. And I was thinking in my head like, you do realize that's not what it's about, right? She's taken from somebody else. And in the end, that karma's going to get her back too. Which is exactly what happened. People don't understand, like the access you're talking about, you better be careful when you ask for it. Where do you want to go?
And these days, in the last probably 25 years, like celebrity status, famous for nothing, has exponentiated,
it's grown. You're famous for nothing. What? Yeah. You're famous for doing nothing. And it comes from you saying you want access. Okay, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you heard about what's that singer, Summer something. I can't remember her name. Summer.
Like the R&B singer.
Yeah. She was actually messing with a married guy. Now her news is on blast. Now I don't know all the details, but bottom line, I know that much. You know what I'm saying? So
how you do that?
Rich. I can't remember it's a musician or something. But now you done messed up that situation. Because you think he's gonna leave you for him. He's not leaving her for you. He's got a child with this woman, maybe a few kids. No, it's not happening, man. Access is a dangerous thing, man. And then which is funny, which is why I found this image. It made sense. It leads to the next point. Evaluate. How do you evaluate yourself? How do you see yourself?
Yeah.
What choices are you making?
So for me, I think that I love that question, especially closing out the end of the year. I think goals are important, bro. I really do feel like I'm thankful for goals because we have vision, but I think goals are the goals. There's the word I'm looking for. Make you accountable. You have a vision, but goals keep you accountable, which means, okay, so my vision is that today I'm going to post 5 times. Okay, how am I going to do that? Okay, let me break the day up. There's 24 hours in a day. I'm awake for 14 hours of those days. Can I divide 14 into 5? Can I divide 14 by 3? So what does that mean? Every 2 hours, every 3 hours, I'm going to be posting something. So yeah, man, I think that word, man, I think it helps us evaluate the steps that we're taking to reach the goal, the vision that we have, and we do that through goals. That's how I see it.
I don't think a lot, for me, I don't think a lot of people evaluate their position. They're just going and looking for the next train to get on, and you become a parasite to others. And that word evaluate goes into the world of business, the world of art, the world of relationships. You can be in a relationship, but the relationship is not a relationship because the person you're with is a parasite. They're really not bringing anything to the table other than using you to get you where you want to go. There's something that's going on now, right now, a lot, which is unfortunate. I call it brand dating. Whether you're famous or whether you're just a regular person, people are brand dating. Let me be with this person because it makes me, it elevates me to another level. Let me be with this person because I can use it. They don't say the words, but they know they're using somebody to get somewhere else. It's unfortunate. You got dudes that date women that you're paying their bills. You got women that are dating guys who they paying their bills. You got people just using people to get where they want to go, and you're not evaluating what it is you're into, where you're standing. Wow. You need to evaluate that a lot. That's why a lot of people are miserable, man. I mean, yeah. You got marriages now, and I'm not against marriage, but I see marriage as a transaction now. People aren't getting married for love. They're getting married because it's transactional. Like I always say, there's 2 ways to get paid instantly. It's like instant coffee. Either start a church or get married. Because either way, when you divorce, you're going to get some money out of it. Because now that person that's with you is on some cheaper to keep you program. I'm not going to be with you because it's cheaper to keep you. Forget you. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So I evaluate myself where I stand. Like, I think one of the things that helps me to be very happy and to live in a joyous state, because joy is a lifestyle, happiness is a chore. I'm going to say that again. Joy is a lifestyle, happiness is a chore. I'm in a joyous state because I know what I am. I've evaluated myself. And one of the things that helped me to evaluate myself is when I was doing therapy. Imagine you're in therapy for 2 years. There's major focus that happens when you're in therapy. Your outside world don't exist. You're only allowed to come back into the outside world after you've understood what it is that you are existing in. So as I remember my last day of therapy, which was May 7th, 2025, this year, I said, yeah, when I told my therapist, I said, this is going to be the last day. He said, yep, it makes sense because you've reached a point where you no longer need this. You've gotten out the stuff that needs to go. The makes you to evaluate my position. And then also, too, like you said, gratitude, right? Which is what we talked about in the last time. I'm actually grateful where I am because 2025 has been an incredible year of achievements.
Yeah.
I've had the money to independently release my own comic book. I've had the money to promote my own art. The banner you see behind me costs a lot of money. The jacket you see, the t-shirts, everything I'm showing y'all every day, I've been able to get the funding without going to a bank to get a loan. What happens to sit there in front of somebody to say, hey, man, here, no. Because let me tell you, these banks, these individuals, they get off on telling you no. And yet these same institutions use African Americans to elevate themselves. For example, Jews, they use hip hop to be. Jews have built their wealth on the back of African Americans. Hip hop, literally. The amount of money they have through hip hop, through movies. Like movies, I think about movies a lot now. Every 5 minutes in the beginning of the movie, some brother's dying gruesomely. But who's the producer of these movies? A bunch of Jews. Who owns Hollywood? A bunch of Jews. And these people. And it's funny that they carry on Jews, but you're not the real Jews. The real Jews come from Africa, East Africa. That's where all originated from. That's where Jesus came from. And people are over there just letting people just have a pass for ruining people's lives. You honestly have to evaluate everything. Why you I think propaganda is probably the biggest word within a lot of stuff that happens today. Propaganda. What are they trying to show to you so that you can take the lie in and then think this is the truth? It's like the Matrix, right? Neo doesn't get free till Morpheus actually comes up to him and says, do you want to keep taking this or you want to take this pill so you can free yourself? And when you free yourself, you're free. It's tougher. It's harder, but you're free. You ever notice some of these actors don't want to get into how, like, for example, Luke, he's this brother, man. He's been in a bunch of movies. Oh my God. But he's not so commercialized. You ever notice that a lot of stuff that he does is very organic? Luke,
Which one is this?
Antoine Fisher. Remember that brother from Antoine Fisher?
Yeah. Yeah.
That actor. You don't see him in a bunch of different nonsense. You always see him in organic type roles.
Yeah.
That tells me that this guy is like, I'm not going to let Hollywood home me. I'm here to practice my craft, but I'm not here for the nonsense.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of Hollywood individuals don't know how to evaluate themselves, because when you start evaluating, you start questioning everything they're doing, which means that you have to decide, do I want to stay within this nonsense, or do I actually want to move on to something better that's actually healthy for me? You see what I'm saying? And we've already talked about it, but it creates treasure, which is another word. Yeah, there's a bunch of words on here, man. Treasure, worth, price, significance, appraise, because appraise is the ultimate deadline. Like treasure. What the treasure is yourself too, but for me, and maybe I'll get this carking. To me, treasure is understanding your value. Now you become now you don't have to just give yourself to everybody. You know, it's like when you exist, you don't need to make alliances or movement with everybody, because everybody isn't wanting to see your best interest. Everybody doesn't want to see your light, your success. And so when you don't value yourself, you don't treasure yourself, and you're likely to be in any situation. Like, take people, for example, relationships. People are always in intoxicating relationships. That means you don't treasure yourself. One after the other, no breaks. You're in this relationship for 7 months. Instead of taking a break to understand yourself, let me get into another one, because you're scared to be alone.
I hear it.
No, you know what I'm saying? So treasure is the next word, man. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, treasure. Yeah, man. I think treasure for me speaks to long-standing value. I think it speaks to legacy, because anytime we hear the word treasure, we often think about a chest full of gold that might be stored on a ship that's wrecked at the bottom of the ocean, or a royal family that has a safe somewhere, a box of jewels, or what have you.
Yeah.
I think treasure speaks to long-standing wealth, and you know, it's the thing that's going to be with you, that's going to be valuable beyond our lifetime. So what do we treasure? You know, it's well connected to all the things we've mentioned. You know, who are we? What are we? What's the vision? What is our creativity? That's your treasure. This is the thing that's going to it's the value that outlives you for me. The value that outlives you. That's your treasure.
People see it as money in my bank account. Because I when I was looking for an image, I accidentally came up on this, and then I started reading it deeply, and I realized, man, this is actually big words right here that actually is affecting people's lives every day. When you don't treasure yourself, you go for anything, man. That's like situations that I've not been in. For example, in the movie industry, some movie director or somebody producer says, he's telling this woman, you know, at 1 a.m. meet me at my hotel in wherever it is at. What do you think is going down when you do that? And then if you are full of crap, you will go. And then you say you're a victim. No, you're not a victim. What do you think is going to happen at 1 a.m. in the morning and you're an attractive woman?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think independence is the greatest gift that we've ever. If anything is a treasure, it's independence. It's probably the greatest gift that you can be given.
Yeah, man. I think
you don't have to go beg nobody in the industry. You don't have to. I haven't got one loan. Nobody's giving me jack squat. All I've done is driven Uber, cut grass, worked on Amazon, worked at CVS, work at my current job now. That's how I've gotten this far. And I sometimes I see on Facebook what people are posting. I'm like, wow, that dude is looking for a job. I thought this guy was doing very well. He wasn't doing that well. He's just a facade. Whereas I'm just blown by these people. None of the people that I went to school with are doing what I'm doing. There was a friend that I thought she was doing very well. I came to find out she hated her job. She wishes she was more like me. Independent thoughts, going for the dream. I was like, wow. You don't realize how far you are going, like you said, till you actually see it like, oh man, whoa, look how far I've come. Damn. And you don't realize it because you're not stopping to smell the roses. So like that's and then within that treasure, which leads to the word worth, because that's creating, now you have value. That worth, that's where the worth, now everything you've constructed, that foundation. I think your foundation is your biggest worth. You don't let no record label, no music industry, no whatever take that from you, because that's what they go for first. You ever hear this thing where when an artist goes broke, the first thing the artists end up selling is their publishing. You owe money, so let's take your publishing. That way you can get out of debt. That publishing allows the whoever owns it to take your music and put it in all facets of wherever. Movies, cartoons, commercials. Now they're getting money off of your work. That's what Puffy did to all his artists. He took their publishing. Little Kim, The Lox, Carl Thomas, Black Rob, Biggie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand, man. Worth is probably the most important. If you're gonna do anything, you need to know your worth. So can't nobody give you no nonsense. I mean, brother, what do you think? People don't understand, man. It's
Yeah, I think worth it's another wonderful word as well. But I also think that worth relates to the responsibility of the person who bears the worth. Because one of the things I realize is that worth is really understood in the context of where it is valued, right? So, for instance, what you're doing, right? Not a lot of people see it at the moment, but you recognize the worth of it. And so, when the people come across you who acknowledge that, then there's a mutual exchange. And so, I think it's important for people to realize that worth is also, I think number one, worth comes from God because he places value in us, but then also what he has given us is for an audience of people in this world, right? We are valuable to an audience. And I think worth requires us to acknowledge the fact that what we have needs to be in an environment where it can be appreciated, where it can nurture those who would best benefit from it as well.
Yeah, and worth too. People, I think people are willing to do anything to get where they got to go, and then not think about the consequences of their choices. You know, it comes back to what I was talking about with the people that are. It's an example, but people that are talking to a married man or talking to a married woman. So your worth is very little because you're willing to go take somebody or somebody else's ass, and instead of seeing yourself as what you are, you're just an escape. It's funny. I had to tell some girl one time. I said, "You're talking to a married man, but you do realize you're nothing but an escape, right? You're the best you can achieve is number 3." And she's like, "What do you mean by number 3? I'm fine." She said, "I'm fine as hell." He obviously must think I'm better than his wife. He's with me. No, I said, "You are just an escape. His wife is number 1, and you are, and his wife and his children is number 2. You're number 3. You're just In-N-Out Burger. You're a drive-through." I straight up told her that, and it's because these arrogance that lets you go take other people's things. You see what I'm saying? It's and I think we need to stop living in this society where we give people a pass for doing messed up stuff. You know what I'm saying? You have no value, and when you have no value, you don't treasure anything, and you don't have no worth. So you're willing to ruin other people's things. So other people's prizes, which is another word in this list. People have their prizes. You have your wife, you have your children. You yourself are your own prize. I have my prizes, my goals, and I take my time with who I talk to now. Any woman just can't talk to me. I'm just gonna ignore you. I can read the toxicity when I'm talking to a woman. Like, and it's funny to me, what's happening to me is happening to me probably the last 12 years now. Toxic women do not talk to me.
Yeah.
No matter how pretty they are, they just keep it moving. Because they tell themselves, I'm unworthy of him. So I might as well just keep walking because he's not interested at all in me. At all. Because I don't bring anything to the table. And they do this themselves. I don't have to do it. Yeah. So I don't worry about those things because you invite your energy to yourself. Because for the longest, and this is what therapy taught me too, and I've learned this, when all the women I used to talk to were toxic and I was inviting them to my universe. I invited them to my universe. If my brain had changed my mechanism, then they stopped being invited to my universe. People that I remember when I was going to school first time, all the people I knew, oh yeah, I know somebody at Priority Records, yada, 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 yada. And when I finished the album, they were nowhere to be found. They had nothing but excuses. So what I valued, my worth, which was my prize, my dream, which is get to my destination, I never got to get to it. I forgot another different way to go about it. So what did I do? I went through this phase where I shut down the music. I left it alone completely. I didn't write not one song for 10 years. I was that furious about what happened. I decided I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm going to put everything I got into my art. And I'm glad I did that because my older brother, he said, man, you know, you gave it a try. I'm not telling you to give that up, but you need to come back, do the art first, man. The art is what's going to pay for everything else. And he was right. So as the art started to grow, I called my brother. I said, man, you were right, man. I should have went after the art first because the art can pay for everything else. And so you have to have its place. So now for me, art is number one, music is number two, and anything else I want to do. And when I say art it exists in many ways. The main priority is these characters. Everything centers around what they're gonna do. The various versions. This is version 6 now that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? But my prize is my dream. It keeps growing. That's the reward you're given by the universe when you commit yourself to what you are worth.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, and it sounds corny, and there's people that's coming in and out of our stream, and you have to understand these people. I don't need you to stay if all you're looking for is me to entertain you. We didn't create this show to entertain you, to entertain you. Pardon my English. We created a show that those who actually want to have mental capacity, understanding of worth, we gain their cultural value, listen to us. I don't need everybody to be my fan, man. I remember when I first started the podcast, man, how come nobody's on here? I only got 5 views. Okay. Now I don't trip about that because that same 5 views is also 1,000. It's also 3,000, also 10,000. On my channel, the thing that I've gotten the most views on is not Thundercats, it's not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's on my characters. Carjack Assassin's universe that I did a video and it had a lot of views. Yeah. I said, damn, people really do like this world I've created. You have to know your prize, man. A lot of people I don't know what prize means to you, bro, but prize to me is the reward of all my work.
Yeah. Yeah, similar. Like I said, earlier this year, I took the time to put all of my recordings into a playlist and just listen.
Yeah. Listen to yourself. There's nothing when we hear in your own music, man.
Yeah. So I was just like, yo, I'm thankful. You know, I was thanking God. I was like, you know, all the years, right? Versus what could have not happened. And all of my music, I mean, I pretty much own it. Pretty much, right? I mean, there's a few.
Except for that one that we talking about, the other one. Yeah.
I mean, but even that, right? It's like the only
thing you still own it because you created it. And they can't move on it unless they check with you.
Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? So it's like, and no record labels, like nobody's involved with the ownership of my catalog. So man. I mean, over the next, like, trust me, bro, like once I finish up this project that I'm working on now, man, my focus is gonna shift, and you know, I'm just gonna dive headlong into creativity and releasing them. It's exciting. It's a lot of work, but it's exciting too.
I don't think it's a lot of work. The biggest thing you need to just use is time. How do you use your time? That time, once you understand your time is your biggest, like, because there's 2 more things that are on this list: significance and appraise. And we can fast forward, we can fast track significance, but that prize, man, you get given that because of the reward and the work that you put into. And then you've also got significance because now you create something that's valuable. Now this thing is 100 years from now, 200 years from now. When you think about a guy like Tupac Shakur or Malcolm X or Muhammad Ali, like my podcast yesterday was on Muhammad Ali. And what I'm doing nowadays with my podcast is that I talk about cartoon 1 week, I talk about another figure 1 week. Cartoon 1 week, figure. Because that's why my podcast is called Sanusi Vision, Art and Life. Yeah. These individuals inspire me to be the way I am, to be fearless, to be voice, like specifically 3 guys that I always bring up all the time: Tupac, Fela Kuti, and Malcolm X. That's my trifecta. Those 3 cats always come up all the time, because they're the ones that I really, they're the ones who I really tailored myself towards. Tupac, because he represented my generation, he's who I looked up to. The same way he probably looked up to, like, maybe Bob Marley and something like that. Fela Kuti, because he's from home. we're from the same city, same country. Malcolm X, because he's an iconic figure, that he's a teacher. That has, even though I wasn't around this time, but his teachings are being taught today through the works that he did. I mean, I don't understand. I don't think people understand significance as like people really. I don't think people really sit down to understand what it is that everything they do every day and how it can impact people's lives. Like in class, for example, I'll give you an example. This last project where I was showing you, that I'm going to show you, when I started, nobody else in class knew what they wanted to do. When I started doing my own thing, I gave everybody else an idea. When they started me putting it together, and my teacher was like, "Oh, Adewale, this is next level." Everybody was like, "Okay." Then all of a sudden, my classmates started coming to me to get them help, help them. "Hey, Adewale, how did you this and that?" And so I started to realize, yeah, man, I'm a different level. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say whenever I do projects in class, I know instantly what I want to do. And I can see the smile on my teacher's face. Guess what my teacher said to me? "Man, you make me look like a great teacher." Like the amount of talent you got, oh man, you make me look good. So to hear Professor Crane say, to hear her say, "You make me look good as a teacher," yeah, she's excited because I'm taking another class of hers next semester. She's like, "Man, with talent like yours, oh yeah, I'm definitely going." So I'm looking like a really good teacher, and I can see it. And in fact, it's got to the point where other teachers on the campus know me. I had another teacher say, "Hey, when you gonna take my class?" I said, "Man, I can't take all of y'all class." But you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure she talks about, "Hey, this guy, I got this kid in my class. He different level."
Yeah.
So significance, man, I don't know what it means to me, but to me, it's the build of everything you've done. From your prize to your reward to your worth to your evaluation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what that stands for you, but I know that's what stands for me with significance.
So for me, significance is impact.
Yeah.
Right? How does my presence influence or impact? How does my presence impact other people?
Yeah.
So I was in 3 schools this week, and all of them said that it was powerful, it was engaging, and it was inspirational. Said it was powerful, it was engaging, it was inspirational. And kids, a lot of kids that often struggle in class were inspired to achieve something, to have a goal, to be motivated to even have a go at something, and had to have a go at being creative and being proud of what they created. So significance is impact to me, bro. Because you can be in a room, you know, we could say a lot of things, but if what we say has no positive impact, then was it worth the investment? And so for me, significance is impact.
And it's funny you say that, the impact. And I think what's happening nowadays is that we are intentionally being conditioned to have no significance. And it's intentional because the powers that be want you to feel insignificant, whether it's in the Pan-Africanism movement, whether you live in Asia, whether you live in America, whether you live in England, wherever you live. But these powers don't want people to think they're significant. They want you to think you're irrelevant. And they intentionally attack your self-esteem as a human being. And so significance, I think, to me, is impact, as you said, which is very important. Because you have to how you are affecting people's lives, and what do you allow, what courage are you giving them to say, "Man, I can do that too. I can do that too. I can be that too." And those kids, when you go to those different schools that you went to, maybe one of those kids was struggling with school, but now they've seen somebody else doing something that's like, you know, when somebody's struggling in school, instructors should figure out, why is it that this child is struggling in school? Is it the home situation? Is it maybe they don't have this thing that we're teaching them, they don't have no interest in it? Because what people do wrong when they're teaching people, they're not teaching them what they're interested in. They're teaching them what they're interested in. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling my art teacher, I said, "Ma'am, I don't want to take any sculpture classes where the teachers, especially if I have Caucasian teachers, not understand why I'm creating these Afrocentric sculptures." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Ma'am, that's why I'm taking your class, the ones that you teach, because I don't have to explain what I'm doing. It's self-explanatory." You know what I'm saying? So those kids are so grateful in words, in your actions, that you show up, and that elevates them to like, yeah, you know what he's doing? I could do something similar. Maybe they're in the arts. Maybe they're going to be engineers. Maybe they're going to be scientists. But something has been sparked in them to say, "Man, I can actually go do something with myself now." Because maybe that spark, they're not getting it from home. You don't know how their parents are talking to them. And it's unfortunate that a lot of parents don't encourage their children. they talk down to them. Whatever they can achieve, they tell their child they can't achieve it either. I thought you were supposed to encourage your child to be greater than you. You know what I'm saying? So, it makes you to, and this is why I chose this thing right here that I found. These words are intertwined and they create each other. That word significance leads to the last word of praise. Once you've done all this stuff, now's a chance for you to see back and be like, whoa, look at what I've built.
Yeah.
Damn. When you're on your deathbed, not to think about death or nothing, but when you're in that casket or you take your last breath, hopefully you will praise your life and say, man, look at what I've done.
Yeah.
This is my legacy. Your praise is your legacy. And I don't think, for those who skipped us and for those who are going to watch later, people have this tendency to only watch. That's why when you're on YouTube, I put these images so that maybe that image will make you come around.
Yeah.
People don't appraise their situation or think about how it's going to impact future. All they care about is, let me just get mine right now. I don't even know what that means anymore. Let me just get mine right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. I'm trying to remember where I heard this talking about. I think, okay, so I caught a few minutes of the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the company Tidal. And
that's Jay-Z stuff.
Yeah, how they recently created this new campaign for artists to put their music on their platform for I think it's 15% of whatever they earn. And those guys were talking about the fact that it wouldn't make sense for an artist to do that because all of the other competitors to that platform allow you to pay a flat yearly fee.
Yep.
And they don't take those percentages. So why would they do that?
Exactly. They're trying to hide behind that we're Tidal and we can get your brand out better. No, I'm not doing that.
And like you said, this appraisal, at some point you got to value yourself enough to say, you know what? I'm not going to let you appraise my worth in terms of what you take from me or what, how you prey on what it is I have to offer.
It's a predator setup because you're gonna have individuals that are desperate.
Yeah.
They're from the hood, no food to eat. Wherever their situation is, they're desperate to just get out of whatever they're in, right? You have to say, hey man, I ain't gonna pay that. 15%, that's ridiculous. That's not helping artists.
Yeah, so not 50, but 1.5, but still 1.5.
That's still a lot. That's too much.
Yeah.
That's way too much. Just so what I can put on your platform. Everything. No, I'm not. No, we're not doing that. So if an album is $9.99, 15% is $1.50. No, we're not doing that.
And they're not giving any more services than they're not giving any of the services that the other ones are doing.
No, and you want me to, for what? Because your title? No, that's not gonna fly. No, and it's funny. Somebody will say, "Well, Joe Budden's hating. Hating on what? He's seen the industry."
Yeah.
I'm more likely to listen to somebody who says the industry is a shit show than I am to listen to somebody who's telling me it's amazing, it's wonderful. No, it's not. You're a slave to your contract. Am I lying? A record deal is nothing but a payday loan. Steve Stout said something. He worked with Nas, Trackmasters, all that stuff. Steve Stout said, you don't need to sign no more record deals anymore. Why are people still signing record deals? What for? Yeah. This is a man who's in the industry, who's well known in the industry, telling us this. Yeah. So if he's telling you that, and I've been saying it, what do you think you need to be signing? You don't need to be signing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of those episodes we have to do where you have to, people start, and that's what we do over here at Cultural Capitalist Podcast. We make you, I don't want to say, we think what belongs to you and how you should see it. I think as we grow more and more, whether it's 30 views, 100 views, 2,000 views, the impact is always the same every week. What are we giving? Are we making people think? That's why I put the question of the day, which was, what is more important? What is more valuable? Purpose and goals or money and fame? And 83% said, look at this. The question was, what is more valuable? Purpose and goals or money and fame? And 83% said money and purpose and goals. Nobody said money. So you got people coming in here that have a conscientious mindset of like, and I hate them using the word conscientious. I just think it's understanding. Yeah. Because when they say conscientious, they make it sound so boring. That's why a lot of music rappers that didn't music that was actually had thought to it, they wouldn't sell no records. He's a conscious rapper. What the hell does that mean? You know what I'm saying? If you got a beat to it and you rapping, you rapping. Whatever your subject is, just your subject. So you know, it's just what it is. But we gotta bring it to the end, y'all, because I gotta get up out of here. But bro, as always, man, there's something we always do every week, man. What is new? What are you putting out? And then, you know, let people know what's going on with you, man. I'm gonna go grab something real quick because I want to show people this sneaker.
Yeah, y'all gotta see this. And this go get some sneakers, man. Go get your sneakers. Let's see these sneakers. Yeah, what's good, y'all? So this is always available. My first poetry book is called Right the Wrongs. You could definitely go on Amazon and pick that up. You can get it from my website as well. But you could definitely go on Amazon and grab it as well. So Right the Wrongs, my poetry book. You can go to roarfabric.com. There's clothes over there I got for sale. Show you one of the designs right there. Anxious for nothing. That's because we shouldn't be anxious for anything. You know, scripture in the Bible says anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and petition to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will be in your hearts and mind. You know, in this world, people do a lot of things based on anxiety, and we don't need to have that, you know. We talked about value today, and, you know, we all have value, and we should be set on understanding that and not allowing ourselves to be devalued in any situation. So, yeah, that's what's going on. I got new material coming soon, too, in terms of music and other things, but I'm going to keep that low for the moment until it's ready.
Man, that's how it gotta be.
I forgot to mention too, Class Crown is on all streaming services, all streaming platforms, Class Crown and Carrots. If you haven't listened, go and check that out. But anyway, in no time soon, I'm gonna be hitting everybody in the head with more visuals. So yeah, look out.
Yeah, he's got a lot of visuals going on right now. If you are a TikToker, if you are a what do you call this place? YouTuber. I don't know if he's doing Instagram. I'm sure he's doing Instagram because that's where he's jumped the thing off. What's the other one? One thing I'm trying now is Twitch. Even though I know it's for gamers, but I still got on there. Like, let me give this Twitch thing a try. You know what I'm saying? Any platform, because one of my coworkers told me about it. So I started. I'd go on there once a week or at least twice a week. I think it's important to be able to have avenues, man, and just not be. I just hate being dependent, man. I don't want to be told how to go about my dream. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
y'all, I'm telling you, look, sneakers right here. Now this sneaker is it's a collector's edition sneaker that I created. There's only one copy of it, and it's me. It's for me. It's to commemorate the College of Assassin's Training Day comic book. So the way I did it is that the art on one foot it's one shoe, but the arts on each shoe is different. So the right foot is the heroes, the carjacks. The left foot is the assassins, the villains, right? And if you see the detail, I'm gonna let y'all spin it so y'all can see it real good and well. Look at the detail of the shoe, man. I've never owned a pair of dark gray sneakers, but I said, let me create these high tops right quick and put something a dark gray. And then you got this one right here, the left foot, the assassins. So what I'm grateful for is being able to do things like this. You see these characters? These same characters are the ones on my t-shirt. They're the same ones in the comic book. So this sneaker is available. Something like it is on my website right now to commemorate the comic book. It's a collector's edition. That thing go for $500. So if you want one, there's only 7. So if you want one, you're going to be one of the lucky 7 to get one. You know what I'm saying? Once that 7 times down, it's a wrap. I'm not making no more. That means only 7 individuals are going to have it in this world, and they're going to be the ones like, ooh, you know, because there's people out here selling sneakers for $10,000. One day, bro, my dream is to sell a sneaker for $1 million. $1 million. People like, man, I ain't got no. And people can't get on the platform talking about, man, it's too expensive. No, too expensive for you. You ain't about to count my pocket. You ain't about to tell me what my value is gonna be. I don't let people do that no more. People love to tell you how much something should be. Who are you to tell me how much a CD should be? How much a song should be? How much an album should be? You know how many hours I put into the studio? No, that's not gonna fly. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing right here. We got the comic book, of course. I got 2 sizes. I got the 7.5. I got the 8.5. This thing is as big as a calendar. You can tell there's a size difference. You know what I'm saying? And then when you flip it vertically, well, let me turn it like this so I can show you some pages. So I'm just letting you size it up. And then when I do like this, this is important right here. You can get to see this the first opening page, opening sequence. So whether it's the small one or the large one, either way you get one. You got a comic book, and then look, as far as price wise, this one's $100. This one's $200. Going through the future, this is gonna be the future right here. To the point where I'm not making these anymore. Because I feel like if you got good eyes, you can get this. If you got bad eyes, you can get this. But I think this is a better one. It's just bigger. It's just what I'm doing with my comic, and I'm grateful, man. Bro, I released one size, and then I'm still fortunate enough again to release another size. And all money that I made from doing it myself. You know what I'm saying? So, man, my value of self is just, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think like a lot of my coworkers. And a lot of my coworkers don't know how I'm moving. So all they see is I'm doing something, but I don't tell them what I'm doing. I'm never going to. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, man, that's what we had today, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's I think it's important that people understand that, man, and have a thing. And then we're gonna be back again next week on Kimba's podcast, on this platform, not his podcast, but his platform. He's grown exponentially. He's at 401 subscribers. I think when we started this thing, he was at like three.
I think it was at 323 between 320 and 350.
So that's a lot of people that have been added. 80 people have been added.
It is actually, isn't it?
We started doing this thing. So you can see the benefits of back and forth with the podcast. And that's why I wanted us to do it, because I kind of saw this might start to actually help you grow. And you have to have a vision, man. I think I'm gonna give myself props. I am great at using social media. I wish I'd learned to use this a long time ago. I think I'd be self-employed already, getting their money like all these other content creators are getting. But the difference is that I'm using this thing to, my brand is my content creation, not just anything.
I was gonna say that too, though, bro, because you got to think. I'm not sure when exactly you started your brand, but I think it's probably within the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So, and social media really hasn't. I mean, it's been around, but people. It's like Bitcoin, right? People didn't really realize what it was.
Yeah.
Like that until in the last probably 4 years, and you've come about that. Your brand has emerged in that same time. So you where you need to be, bro. Give it, give 6 months from now. Shoot. I mean, bro, you got shoes, you got hats, you got, you know what I'm saying, underwear, socks. Come on, man. Come on.
It's a build up, man, and I'm grateful for it, man. And I've got my own animation series, I got my own comic series, I'm independent, man. I'm doing all by myself. And so my gratitude knows no bound, man. You know what I mean? So y'all, we gotta bring it to an end, but there's two things I always say, and I always say it all the time. One, there's no success in skipping steps. The back of the line is just as important as front of the line. Be determined, not desperate. I say that with intent because we've both been at the back of the line, whether we're in the middle or the front, or wherever the hell where we are, but we on the line now. The line we're not where we used to be. So that line where we used to be at the back now, we ain't there no more. We done moved up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then the second one, your dreams can be delayed, but must never be extinguished. So wait your time while the universe delivers your right hand. Be determined, not desperate. Don't be desperate to make desperate decisions, man. Give yourself, let the universe give you more opportunities while you fail. And yes, you heard me, fail. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just practice for success. Too many people out here are looking for undefeated lives. No, man, I'm like 15 and 150. My record is horrible. I'd be fired if I was a head coach 100 times. You know what I'm saying? But my 15 victories versus my 150 losses don't mean nothing. Those 100, and there's more losses to come. A lot more. I'm gonna take them L's all day long, baby. It's like, and I'm gonna keep going. I don't trip on that. You know what I mean? So y'all out there, be inspired by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, you can do a lot with yourself. So y'all, from King Kimba and myself, Adewale Boke, man, we're gonna see y'all next week. We're going to be on King Kimba's platform. So continue to inspire and achieve. Have a great day, great weekend. Stay safe, y'all. Peace. Yes, sir.